Streaming is on.
We're
It is 5:30.
going to start.
Good.
Alrighty. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Village Alex Bay regular meeting, September 9th, 2025. Please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call here first. Trustee Fulmer?
Here.
Trustee Millett?
Here.
Trustee Stroud?
Here.
Trustee Caputo?
Here.
And Mayor Putnam here. Okay, we're going to open it up for public comment if anybody'd like to bring something up. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name's Cindy Mack. I'm the president of the Alexandria Bay Ladies Golf League. And I want to just thank the village for a wonderful year that we had. Your staff have been very helpful. Melissa, Ron, Rob, Rod, and Greg have all been doing a great job checking in the ladies and organizing the golf carts and maintaining the golf course itself. And our league has been around since the 1970s, and this year we were able to transition to 40 women on the league, and we actually have a waiting list to try to get on. So I digress. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody, and we look forward to a successful 2026.
The village appreciates your
Thank
input, and we're trying. We're trying.
Great.
It's been a couple-year thing, but we're getting there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Any other public comments somebody'd like to make? Okay, I've got a little bit of moving on. Then I got a little bit of correspondence here to read. This is from a Larry and Virginia Kozak message. Good afternoon. This email is being composed and sent in regards to a telephone conversation I had with your office earlier this morning. My wife Virginia and I were at Overlook Park in Alexandria Bay. My wife was one who called 911 regarding the 16-year-old who was drowning after jumping off the rocks in the St. Lawrence Seaway. It was just by God's providence that she walked over there to take some pictures of both the castle and heard one of another man screaming for help. It was that she dialed 911. I then started yelling, and I don't know if it was that or someone else got the attention of the lifeguards down on the little beach on the lower hill, but they came running up to aid. I believe there was 2 or 3 of them. It was Noah who entered the water and retrieved the victim and started CPR. My wife and I just wanted to give a shout out to this outstanding young man who kept his composure and did what needed to be done, and thus this man is alive to this day. Great job, Noah. Larry and Virginia Kozak. He got an award. He did a great job. Just a little input for anybody that doesn't know what happened. They were jumping off the rocks down there, and the guy got out of control and got hold of Noah, and he did exactly what his training did. He did a great job, and the village recognized him for it. So I'd just like to know that, you know, he did for a young man. He did exactly what he should have done.
And he was thrilled to have his picture in the TI Sun with his plaque. Thank you for that.
And the Watertown Times interviewed him, and I was impressed with the way his composure was in his interview. He just,
Yes,
for
good.
18 years old, he did an outstanding job. Okay, another letter I got here. I've been told that Alexandria Bay Chamber of Commerce decides on the location of the music tent. The town and the village of Alex Bay needed to get involved to ensure that, if necessary, emergency services, fire trucks, or ambulances have quick access to all the buildings and docks on the south end of James Street. On Sunday, 8/31, an elderly woman fell inside Coleman's restaurant. She was bleeding badly from a leg wound. Coleman's employee dialed 911. It was a while for the responders to arrive due to the no street access to the buildings or town docks at the end of James Street. If there had been a fire on a boat at the town dock or either restaurants, access for the fire truck would be impossible due to the band, tent, tables, etc. The tent needs to be moved northeast on James Street so emergency equipment can access down docks, restaurants, and buildings in an emergency. Fortunately, the injured person at Coleman's was able to move in a wheelchair, and access to an ambulance would have been impossible. The main tent used to be approximately 500 feet northeast, which would allow access to all areas of the downtown area for emergency. Before disaster, fire, or medical emergency, the music tent needs to be moved. Thank you, Peter Grofer, I think that's how you say his name. It's just a letter, you know, about the tent. Okay, that's all the correspondence. Anybody got anything else? Correspondence wise?
No.
Okay. Minutes of the August 12th meeting. Did everybody get a chance to look them over? Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of August 12th, 2025.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Did everybody get a chance to look at the bills, abstract number 3 as presented?
I didn't get a chance, but they all did.
Everybody good with it? Do a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to approve abstract number 3 as presented.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Can I make a comment?
Sure.
Normally, we get the sheet that has the individual list with the totals, and I didn't notice it last time, and we didn't get it this time. Can we make sure we start getting that?
Sure.
Because,
Totals on the abstract?
yeah. And usually there's like a summary sheet on the beginning.
Okay.
Okay. Trustee reports. Let's start with you, Jarrett.
Okay, well, number one, I'd like to start off with asking if we can do cleanup week and have it advertised for the week of October 6th through the 10th. That will get us past, the yard sales, and then a week after the yard sales, and then we can do cleanup week.
All the stuff that didn't sell was out of the.
So hopefully in between, so I'd like to do that. Auctions International came, they took pictures of my 2 trucks and the sweeper. They'll be posted, on auctions next week starting. They'll run for probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they will. We had spoke last month about maybe the spreader, plow, so on and so forth. I didn't send the spreader with it. The plow is no good for the truck we have.
Right.
I did get the prices, and again, if we could make enough money from the scrap or the sale of the vehicles, maybe we could get this, a 2 1/4 yard spreader. Now that's an all poly spreader. It's a little bit bigger than the spreader that I have. That is $9,200 installed. Plow and headgear, just plow and headgear to go on it, a 10-footer. No electronics is $7,400.
Didn't
Full-
we talk about that? Let me interrupt you for a minute.
Yeah,
Didn't
there's
we
a
approve
used
for you to buy
one.
the plow?
What's that?
Didn't we approve to buy the plow?
No.
No,
No?
no.
Okay. All right.
A full setup, which is electronics, everything, which is a 1-year warranty, is only $8,500. So just the plow and headgear for $74. All brand new electronics, computers, installation, and 1-year warranty is the $8,550. That's the only thing we get a discount out of that. I'm not saying I want an answer or need an answer. I just want to kind of keep you guys in the loop, just so you know numbers.
Mm-hmm.
If we get enough out of those 3 things, whatever, you know. But I did keep the smaller, Western sander, so if worst case scenario, I can mount that in the back of that truck.
The one was up, 9,400, say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can any of that come out of CHIPS money if we
It
have any
cannot,
left?
equipment like that
Cannot.
cannot. It's gotta be a 10-year,
I was wondering the same thing.
yeah, it's gotta be a 10-year shelf life. And,
Yeah.
it's, you know. Well, after we hit ground, a couple days afterwards, we had another, hole in Walton Street. So this will be the 3rd one that we have found on that side, so luckily that it came around before we had actually repaved, so we had fixed that. We trimmed some trees. Church Street's next. I'm gonna let you guys know I'm gonna probably cut, I don't think I can trim it enough where the crosswalk is. It's leaned out way too far, and it blocks the view of anybody that's
Where's that
trying.
now?
The crosswalk that comes across Church Street.
Whereabouts?
It'll be right by, Hunter's house, Chris Hyde's place, right there. It's the only crosswalk in Church Street right there that
Yeah,
comes across.
yeah, I
And there's
heard about
a tree that is sticking over, which I'm surprised nobody even has. That one might have to come out, but I have to trim up so people can see.
Are you doing, if you're coming out Washington onto
That's the
Church
one.
and doing left,
That's the one.
the ones,
Yeah.
oh, okay,
Hanging
that
out
are
there
blocking
pretty
the,
good. Yeah, okay.
okay.
That's the
Gotcha.
one, yeah.
Yep.
I don't know, when you guys looked at the bills, I think you guys will see that there was quite a few bills for front end parts and pieces. I've had Robert in the shop servicing the 2 pickup trucks that were in badly need of front end work. So we
Yep.
did that in-house, we got that done. Just, you know, the normal, brush pickup and stuff and sweeping, but, within 5 weeks of this last month and a half, we had 4 weekends with functions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
understand.
Just, you know, and, there was a couple of them where we did the craft fair at the pavilion and cleared picnic tables, and
Yep.
picnic tables, so, but out of them 5 weeks, it was 4 weekends of good functions, so.
Yeah.
I guess that's it, other than everybody sees that finally that Walton Street is paved.
I just wanna add, so people know that the town was a big help on the paving, supplying trucks, manpower, front end loader, and I just like to recognize the town board, Zach, Calhoun.
Yeah, we had, 5 dump trucks in the town, 2 loaders, so that right there is your 7 guys on, shared services.
Right.
For the village.
But I just wanna make sure they know that.
Absolutely.
We recognize the town for what they contributed to that
Um,
project.
and I guess that's a,
You got anything to add, Doug?
Nope, he's good, you got everything.
Marco, police report. First of all, I'd like to introduce, this is Marco Mancini, the guys that didn't meet him, people that meet, our new police chief. You got anything you wanna bring up? I know you,
I handed in, what we had for August, there was like 9 complaints that I investigated, and between me and the other patrols, and 3 accidents, and several building checks. That's what they do when they work the night shift, they're always checking the buildings. And then, Diane did a great job with the parking tickets. I didn't get an exact number, but she wrote several tickets, and then she also did a lot with the white tickets. Courtesy ones, yeah.
Ambrose.
Drawing a blank on that, but yeah, she did a really good job, and then she was just keeping up with like what meters are broken and whatnot, so,
which is probably about most of them.
yeah. So,
Okay, Lee's not here, so we'll skip the zoning. Judy, you got anything you wanna?
I could just simply say that we had no dock attendance the last week of August over into Labor Day weekend. Everybody went back to school. I thought they did a good job this summer. We ended up with 2 guys, for, I think, most of August. So that's good. I think one of them may come back next year, I'm hoping. And the beach, we kept open till Labor Day. And then everybody went to school and was gone, and they all did a great job this summer. They all paid attention to what they were there to do. We weren't reading books while we were up on the
Playing on the phone.
or on the phone, and it was good. And, you know, we saw what Noah did when they were paying attention, so, I was happy with them this summer. And hope that some of those lifeguards also come back next summer. That's all I have for right now.
Greg, you got anything? No?
I do have one this month. Okay, for the month of August, the water plant still is in satisfactory condition. Everybody's noticed the tower's on its way down, the old tower. That's coming down, we're putting up a new water tower. That's being started. We had an electrical issue down in the water plant, that's all fixed as of now, but everything's working fine there. They removed all the Neptune equipment, which is stored right now until we find a place for it. They helped the town work on a hydrant. They had a hydrant problem. They're still installing meters. And they're still waiting for Bernier and Carr to order the sump pumps.
They will be installed tomorrow.
I knew I'd get that answer. Thank you.
That was a quick answer.
So they came in, just to add on to that, Blackstone received the pumps, and they'll be on site tomorrow at 8.
Beautiful.
So it should be good to go after tomorrow.
Anything else, Greg?
Nope, that's it.
Andy?
Golf course, August was another great month. The course continues to look good. We are slowing down. The last league, men's league, Thursday night, they're doing their playoffs, and then they'll be, done. I'd like to ask that we go back to Monday through Thursday, a promotion of like $15 for cart and fees, after 3 p.m. During the week to try to generate some of the people that were playing, to continue to play. Do you need a motion for that?
I think so, if you're gonna change.
All right, I'd like to make a motion that we do,
All special.
fall golf special, Monday through Thursdays after 3 p.m., $15 cart and fees, cart and play.
The second on that?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The fire department, they normally do a,
Or season ending, don't
their season ending, it's an annual golf outing for them, it's a fun day, they invite other fire departments to come down and play with them. They ask that they can do what they've done in the past, and this will be September 14th, they pay for the cart. Basically, we give them the golf for free, and they pay for their cart, which I'm totally fine with. The only thing that I would ask is that they not bring the carts across the street.
Right.
They're not, in the past, when they had a lot of participation, they used to set up in the
Parking lot.
parking lot up there, and they don't have enough now, so they said they pretty much just come back here. I just ask that they don't, at hole 5, decide to come across the road and grab refreshments and then head back out. But I will make a motion that we allow the fire department to use the course on September 14th. They don't have like a tournament format, so they just show up and play
Yes.
throughout the day. And they play for free and just pay for carts.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 What else did I have? Just that some of the things that we're looking at for next year is, leagues have done great. We have the co-ed league for Monday night. They've got enough interest where we wanna do another league on that. As a player, part of the women's league, and I don't want any motions tonight, but because I know you guys are here wondering about some of the things that I wanna recommend for next year. Some of the things that I wanna think about is, we've always said the course is open when they're playing. When people are jumping on in the middle of a league, and you're coming off a 9 and you're doing a shotgun start, it disrupts play.
I agree.
These leagues are providing us with a lot of income, which has helped us getting the course in better shape, has got them so that they've got more people playing. Because 3 years ago, they came here and said, if you don't do something, we're leaving. So I think there has to be a little bit of give on both sides. You know, we've done our part to bring the course back up into great shape. They're bringing the people back so that we can get income. But it's horrible to play. Personally, I came off the number 9 one day, and there was 3 groups in front of me waiting to go on. I had 3 holes left to play, and it
That
took
are
another.
jumping in ahead of you?
Yeah, and it
That's
took
all.
another, it ended, my last 3 holes ended up taking like 45 minutes. It was horrible. I almost walked off that day. I think we need to look at, when leagues go out and play, we give them 2 hours or 2.5 hours to play and not have other people jumping on. I know we're in municipal course, but we can make our own rules.
Right.
There's no laws on that. The only thing that I would ask for the women's league is move your time up. Because you have a lot of golfers that like to come in the morning, and when you don't start until 9 and you take that 9 to 12, the majority of your people are there very early. So consider moving your time up.
It used to be 8:30.
I know it did. And I think 90% of your people are there at 9:30, at 8 o'clock, they're out there. You do your announcements, and then the 2 teams that are supposed to start 10 minutes early, the reality is everybody's going out early. There's no reason why you can't start earlier so that we can open the course up again a little bit earlier, because keeping that from, realistically, people are there and nobody's going out at 8:30 because all the people are there, and especially if you expand any more, there won't be carts. Carts are gonna be an issue. So I would ask that of the women's league. Please consider and talk about moving your league up. At night, it's not an issue because people aren't coming afterwards. But in the morning, it's an issue, and I would like to see you guys move up so that we could offer you that courtesy of, we won't allow people to jump in. You know, you've got from 8:30 to 11 to play, and we'll tell you nobody will jump in. After 2.5 hours, you should be done. That's the only thing I've got to say about that. Melissa and I have talked about pricing and that sort of thing, looking at next year. And I think there's room for improvement there, but that'll be budget time next spring conversation.
Okay.
And that's all I've got.
Gregor?
She had a question. Hold on.
I can understand them starting at 8:30, I can bring that forward to the league. The one thing that's very different about our league is we're very social. We do a lot of activities after we're done playing. So we don't really want to start earlier than that. Member guests, you guys were gracious enough to get us more carts for member guests. We had record-breaking 60 participants in that event. So a lot of we have luncheons where we supported some of the local establishments or had food catered over to the town conference room. So we don't want to start too early, but I can bring it forward about 8:30.
What time does it usually start? 9?
No.
Okay. All right. Gregor, you wanna go?
Yeah, just to add on to what Greg mentioned with the tank demolition, the contractor anticipates having that done this week, as long as the weather cooperates and they don't have, high winds. Then one of the next steps is blasting. So last week, the DOT held a pre-blast meeting. Right now, the contractor is considering, the week of, September 22nd to start the blasting. We should have more information next week, and if that changes at all, I'll let the village know. I think their schedule for that is to have most of it done in approximately a week's time, just so everybody's aware, anyone that might live in that area. Other items, we talked last week at the progress meeting about the filters. The goal is to advertise the filters, just the filters, procure the materials. Once the filters have, the low bid comes in, we'll know which manufacturer, so the remaining design can be completed. So tonight, if I could get the board's approval to advertise, we'll get the notice of bidders to the village, and hopefully by the end of the month, I'd suggest at least 2 weeks for those to bid, so maybe September 30th or October 1st would be enough time to advertise and open bids. So request that approval tonight. Easements are ongoing. Judy, I know you gave me a few tonight. Before you gave me those, we're still waiting on approximately 38 non-critical and 47 critical easements.
in the office is making phone calls.
Good, I think that's helping, that's probably why we
Right.
got some more tonight. I'm not sure, so there's a payment application, was that included as a voucher tonight for the board's approval?
For you guys?
No, it was for, statewide Aqua Store, it's mostly for their bonds and insurances.
I did see one for statewide.
I didn't see it on
I
the,
thought-
agenda, so I wasn't sure if that was part of
Is
the
that in
voucher
the-
approval.
I think, I remember initialing it.
I was gonna say, I seen one there for
I thought we did
statewide.
it during the work session. You did it during the work remember the work session we had?
Yeah.
You did it right during the work session.
I thought I did.
Yeah.
It got done right during the work session last.
Was it, Greg? Okay, I
Yeah, I
wasn't sure
thought
if
it
that
was.
was.
Mackenzie
I
gave
have
it,
all those.
I'm pretty sure.
I believe.
Go ahead.
I think we approved that during the.
Did you at the
Yeah, I
work
think
session?
Mackenzie had, gave it to
So
him.
here's a copy if the board wants. It's mainly bonds and insurances for the
I remember
tank.
signing it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tank contractor.
Now, while you're on Gregor, number 8, we can jump ahead a little bit, there's a resolution in there for replacement of the water storage tank at 10 Rockwell that he can explain, why that's there. It's in your paperwork.
Yeah, so actually I have some paperwork to give you for that also. So this is, and you have a copy of the resolution, I assume.
Yes.
Already. So this is to make sure that the work associated with the water project follows your local waterfront revitalization plan. So there's actually a form I can give you. We completed the Department of State, it's a federal consistency assessment form. And this was triggered when you applied for the community development block grant.
Right. There is a resolution in
So
there.
this is.
I got the.
So this, the top page is the federal consistency assessment form. And also attached in here is the seeker that you completed previously. The copy, one copy for the office, there's one. Yeah, one, thank you. So on this form, we completed the consistency form. We can go through each item if you'd like, or just summarize it. So any items on the consistency form that were checked yes, which is on the second page. There's follow-up on the fourth page for any of those items. We reviewed the local waterfront revitalization plan to make sure that it was, followed your, plan and was not going against what was already in the plan. And then also attached is the seeker that was completed for the project. So just to summarize the resolution, it describes the project, and then on the second page, states that it's consistent with the local waterfront revitalization plan, policies and purposes, and essentially that's in a roll call vote.
Do you want me to read the resolution right now?
Resolution should be right here.
Okay, I'm gonna read the resolution.
Okay.
First of all, we need to, let's do a vote on the pumps, while we're thinking of it.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Okay.
and I've got paperwork on that too, so.
Okay,
You wanna start with that?
let's start with that,
Okay.
let's get a
A
copy
motion to
put out the bid.
Right.
Oh, the filters.
The filters.
Okay, so I've got the pumps also.
Okay,
Okay, well,
I'll make a motion to put out to bid for the filters.
and
That's
then,
all we needed to say?
I'll make a second.
all in favor?
Aye.
So we'll put them out for bid.
Okay,
You have
bid
paperwork?
opening, does that work the 30th or October 1st? Is there a
Yeah,
preference
you got time to review it, and then we'll have it for our next
for
meeting.
your next board meeting?
Yeah, that works,
Okay,
okay.
preference
Who
on,
does the advertising? Are you doing it, or do we need to do
so
it?
we will provide the notice to bidders
And
to
we-
the village, and then the village will
put it in.
post it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll give the paperwork to Sarah or,
Eric, give it to the
Erica.
office, they know what to do with it.
sorry about that, Mike, I thought you meant the sump pumps that.
Well, no, it's not like-
Picking on me about.
No, we've already ordered those, right?
They're going in tomorrow, right?
They're going in, they are. And we talked about this at the progress meeting, it was an emergency.
Didn't we
so-
approve that at the progress meeting? Did we
I
approve
thought
that?
we did.
I think we had it, but it wasn't a final, summary. We had the draft for the board's review.
Okay,
This is just the final paperwork.
this is for
This
the-
is for the sump pumps as a plan.
Okay, they're here, right, and Blackstone's gonna put them in, correct,
Tomorrow.
tomorrow?
Yes.
So, we probably have a motion to,
I'll make a motion, we put the sump pumps in.
and purchase them and put them in, correct?
Purchase them, but.
It's an add-on to their original contract, correct?
Right, so Blackstone is already under contract with the village for the water storage tank. This came up after bidding, so it's a change order. The one pump failed and the second one is close to failing at the water
Well,
plant.
they got all the paper, their bonds, insurance, all that stuff.
Yes, they're all bonded and
And
insured.
their price was less than the quote we got from before.
Correct.
So we need a motion to, Greg did the motion, correct?
Yep.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we're good for tomorrow, so they.
Good thing.
Okay, this is the resolution for the street tank project, I'm gonna read this.
Do you want me to read it, Mr. Mayor?
Sure, if you'd like to.
Yes, so I'm not prepared, but, yes, I'm sorry I'm late, I had a fender bender before I got here, everything.
You had a fender bender or you're behind me?
Yeah, people behind drove in the back of me, but
Oh.
it wasn't, it's not a big deal, everybody.
Get yourself a good lawyer?
If you know, let me know. So today, Mackenzie, had contacted me and was looking to get the resolution so things can move forward, and as you all know, you're managing a multi-million-dollar corporation, there's layers to everything you do. Unfortunately, one of the things, good, bad, or otherwise, is that you have chapter 146 that you've adopted years ago, and that's that waterfront consistency review. So the irony with it is you want to make sure that when people do work in this particular area, near the river in the coastal area, that they go through the process and everything's compliant. Well, even you have to comply with that. So what happens is to go forward with this extremely important public project, you need to make sure that you've taken a look at chapter 146 and that everything's okay. So you've had paperwork, and I know you've all been living with this project for years, and our engineers have gone through the process. What this resolution does is just make sure we're kind of finishing up part of the process. And in a nutshell, what we do is this. It's saying, whereas the Village of Alex Bay, Jefferson County, New York, is proposing the replacement of a village water storage tank at 10 Rockwell Street, rehabilitation of a standpipe located at 109 Walton Street, improvement to the water treatment plant at 12 Fuller Street, along with replacement of meters and water distribution pipe and components on Anthony Street, Avery Avenue, Church Street, Rock Street, Riverside Drive, and Washington Street. The existing standpipe at 109 Walton Street will be repainted and rehabilitated. Interior and exterior improvements to the water treatment plant, and replace the pumps at 12 Fuller Street. All of it's known as the project. Okay, and whereas the existing hydrosphere will be demolished and a new 500,000 plus minus gallon elevated glass-lined composite water storage tank will be constructed adjacent to the original tank located in the same parcel. And whereas the project, as proposed, is within the New York State coastal waters adjacent shorelands as defined in Article 42 of the Executive Law, which require Village Board perform reviews through the Village of Alex Bay's local waterfront revitalization plan. Whereas the Village Board of Trustees must review the coastal assessment form and related materials to ensure that the proposed action is consistent with the policies and purposes of the LWRP, all of which has been provided by the village engineers. And whereas the Village Board, in the exercise of its discretion, reviewed relevant materials, Chapter 146, Waterfront Consistency Review, consulted with the village engineers, and is now prepared to proceed. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees as follows. Number one, the above recitations are incorporated herein as if set forth hereafter. Number 2, the action is considered a minor action at chapter 146-1. And that's one of the ironies of the definition when you're replacing in kind, it's really a minor, which is remarkable. Number 3, the board hereby finds that the proposed action is consistent with the local waterfront revitalization plan policies and purposes set forth at Village Code, Chapter 146-3, G and L. This determination shall be provided to the Village Planning Board to assist that agency with its review. Number 5, village engineer shall continue to assist in this matter and may provide a copy of this determination to other interested agencies. And number 6, the resolution shall take effect immediately. That's where you are in the process.
So it simply needs a roll call vote?
So it'd be a motion and a second, and then a roll call vote, yes.
I'll make a motion, we accept the resolution as written.
I'll second.
Okay, hang on a second. So you put Sandy in there, and Judy in here. This is a roll call vote. Okay. Mayor Putnam, yes. Sandy Caputo,
Yes.
Judith Fulmer,
Yes.
Doug Stroud,
Yes.
Greg Millet.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like the resolution is passed.
Probably Erica will need to, I assume we'll make a certified copy, you'll probably need one that's sealed.
Correct.
Well, I guess we could proceed with the water tower then.
You keep moving forward, yeah?
Does that go in that packet? Or
Put the top back on.
that grant?
Welder back up.
The USDA federal grant, does that have to be with that?
No, so it's part of the environmental process, the
Okay.
NEPA process associated with that grant.
I think that's it for the reports. Everybody caught up? And was there any old business we wanted to bring up that anybody knows about? I didn't see anything in the book
No.
here. Okay, new business. TI Chapter Antique Boat Show. I got a letter right here. Thousand Island Chapter of Antique and Classic Boat Society is planning the 46th Annual Vintage Boat Show for 2026. We would like to reserve the village docks once again, as we have in the past. We need both the main dock and the finger docks from 8 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. on Saturday, July 25th, 2026. We had the docks filled with 32 boats registered in 2025 and expect to increase up to 40 in 2026. We'd also like to have a section of Upper James Street closed off for land displays as we've done in the past. When all registered boats have arrived, we will let the dock attendant know that the remaining docks are open to the public, usually by 9:30 a.m. We believe the show is good for the organization, for the village and the surrounding communities, and thank you for looking favorably on our request. Yours truly, Andy Fletcher, President of the Thousand Island Chapter. So I need, same week that they always have?
Yes.
So I need
I'll make a motion to have the TI chapter of the Antique Boat Show, on July 25th of 2026 at the Upper James Street dock.
Second on that?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There we go, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Donna, you're up.
Okay, I have, spoken to Brent Sweet and Matt Chase, and a member of the Betterment Board, and they asked me to, in talking to you and getting some information, give you just a little bit of history on, the connection with the youth in our village and town. I started at Alexandria Central School in 1973 as an aide, and then for 29 years was secretary to the principal. So youth has been my focus since I moved here in 73. I was on the Student Hooked on Values Board in the 90s. In 2000, we took the Shub Board, the Redwood Youth Organization, the Plessis Youth Organization, and we combined to make Hearts for Youth. I was secretary of that board until 2010. The village, the town, the school, and the county all supported Hearts for Youth, and still do in many ways. when took my grandsons to play golf. I have 2 teenage grandsons that have a year membership, seasonal membership. And I was asked to pay $14 for my 10-year-old grandson, who I was told was no longer free by the girl that was working there. I came down and spoke to Erica, and I asked when that changed. I follow things in the TI Sun all the time, and never saw that as a change in golf rates. So my question to this board is, the youth that are not a season pass pay an adult fee to play, is that true?
Yes.
Yes. And the children 12 and under are no longer free?
No, and I was never familiar with them being free.
They've always been free I've had grandsons playing for years, and as they turned 12 or 13, I can't remember, my daughter would know, then we started paying. My concern is that golf, tennis, and pickleball are lifelong sports, and that really discourages my 10-year-old grandson. He drives the ball, he picks it up wherever it lands, and then he goes and putts. And paying $14 for him means he won't be playing. It's just, he wants to learn, but, it takes time. My other grandson sometimes does 27 holes in a day, and he's very, very good. The 2 older ones have played on this course free when they were younger, and now pay. So those are my 2 questions and my concerns. Brent Sweet asked me to tell you that he's put $1,000 in a tentative budget for supporting youth fees at the golf course, tennis court, pickleball, to encourage the youth to participate in those sports. And the Betterment volunteer, member of a board there that I spoke to, is going to look at something in the spring that there'll be some applications put in for to support the youth fees at the golf course.
I'll address, I know there were a lot of rate changes this year. The town has said for several years they were going to reimburse the village, and for some reason it never happened.
Brent said that.
This year, at the beginning of the year, when we were going through budget, I tried to nail down the town of what are you willing to do, and it was crickets. And I'm kind of in up there a little bit, and I couldn't get a commitment. And I said, it is not fair, and this has been my stand for the last couple of years, it's not fair when we're trying to do so much to bring back a failing golf course to have so many people paying for free, playing for free, and such reduced rates. Because that burden falls back on the village taxpayers, which I would say, is your grandson, does he live in the village?
No.
So his parents aren't even village taxpayers.
I am.
Okay, well, I don't know where you live either.
My legal residence is Dingman Point, has been since.
Okay, Dingman Point is not the village.
That's not village.
Well, I know,
But do you see what I'm saying? I sit here representing the village taxpayers.
Right.
And for a couple of years before I got on the board, when I sat there listening for over a year before I got on the board and watching the financials, because that's my thing. And when I seen the village taxpayers were supplementing, and many of them are not golfers, supplementing a golf course, to me that is not fair. And the people who asked me to get involved said, how can we fix this? So one of my areas was, okay, everybody can't pay for free. So I will say that's one of the areas where I mentioned earlier that I think did get overlooked. I do think, as I sat in the clubhouse today going over things with Melissa and asking her about the youth and how many, they have a very low, annual membership fee if they choose to use that.
Yes, they do.
And that was for everyone, so if you, I would not expect a brand-new 10-year-old golfer to be out on the golf course by themselves.
Oh, no,
And so,
absolutely not.
and so for me, back then, we gave a very good rate for youth to be encouraged. And it was talked about, maybe it wasn't published in the newspaper, but it was talked about here 2 or 3 different times. And do I think that for young ones like that, should there be a rate? Yes. It didn't happen this year. You know, you said that you had just gone up there, so the summer's about over.
Right.
Hadn't played that,
Well, no,
hadn't
this
played,
was
so.
in, he played free actually in July. He went with his brothers or his father, and he wasn't charged, and then when I took him, he was charged.
Well,
So,
he probably should have been charged the first time.
Probably.
But, so.
you know, it's a learning thing for him, and I understand, and I do believe personally that it should be a town and village expense, because it's an asset to the township. And I had that conversation also.
I remember discussions about that, so the
Yeah.
town never paid it, or never formally agreed?
Right.
Oh,
And I think you'll see that change, but,
They used to do it, they used to do so many children. And then what had happened was, remember Shooky came up and talked to us about it, cause he was in charge of it when it was up, he was in with the Hearts for You, my
Right.
brother.
right,
And he came and explained it all to us, and it dropped off, and what they tried to do was they tried to get the town to pick it up, because they didn't feel it was fair for the taxpayers of Alex Bay to pay for it, when we're also paying town taxes. So we figure if it all came from the town, we're all divvying up for the kids. So if the kids come from the town or village, it's all coming out of the same pot.
exactly.
So that's where it ended up, and I don't believe it went any further than that.
No,
That was about it.
And that should be followed up, for sure,
Yeah,
you know.
Check
So those are,
so we could check into
yeah,
that.
those are my concerns. I just wanna encourage the youth. I've watched some, you know, the golf teams and the, kids on the golf course, and I just think it's a wonderful sport. And pickleball is getting popular, and tennis, I know we used to have tennis for youth lessons, and that ended for, I don't know why, you know.
I know, I'm quite sure Hearts for Youth used, that there was a couple of different camps that went on this year, and they were not charged.
Yeah.
So I know there has been stuff done for the youth where they were not charged,
Well, and that's
trying
good.
to encourage them.
That's good, and
But-
that's the only thing I'm looking for, and not even free, if the girl had said to me, that'll be $5 for your 10-year-old, I wouldn't probably be standing here. But because I'm standing here and have talked to Brent, have talked to Betterment, I'm gonna kind of follow up with trying to get more support so that the youth benefit. Thank you.
That's great.
Check into it.
Yep.
Thanks, Tom. Budman Tournament. I'll read this. Requesting permission to again hold the yearly Budman two club golf tournament at the Village Golf Course on Sunday, September 28th, 2025. This year's benefit will be for our local friend Brian Tidd. Ted had just had a lung transplant, and as always, we will be bringing in 10 extra golf carts. So, is there anything going on the 28th? I don't think so.
No.
It's a benefit for Brian and Ted, basically. We need a motion to either accept
I'll make a motion that we, whatever they've done with,
previously, September 28th.
yep, they can have that date.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, we already did the golf phone. Open container, what was that about, the open containers in the village?
Yeah, there was discussion, and we didn't know if it needed to be on the, agenda or not, that somewhere discussion was that it seems that everybody, since COVID, is wandering around the village with a drink in their hand, so
And they are.
Yeah.
we just put it there if you wanna discuss it or not, or maybe later, but,
Why don't we table it and talk about it later on,
okay.
okay? The one with the firearms, I'm gonna move that into the executive session, okay?
Mhm.
And the trunk or treat, is there a letter for that one?
No, it's
No.
just,
Trunk or, is that,
that's a chamber
Chamber.
function, the office is gonna get involved and, participate, and we're trying to also encourage the village employees, DPW, and, to get involved and participate for that 2 hours that day.
does that need a motion to allow that, or is it just something we
Needs a
don't?
motion.
Need a motion on the trunk or treat?
I'll make a motion to do trunk or treat, in the village parking lot on 10/25 from 1 to 3 p.m.
Is that right here?
Right here in the back.
I'll second it.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Let the fire department know.
I was gonna say, what happens if there's an emergency?
Yeah, let the fire department know. So
It's
they
gotta
can-
be out.
So they can
out
It's
land
gonna
them,
be out,
they can
yeah.
land them
back.
out
Gotta be in the
here.
back.
Yeah, we always let them know, and it's been out here before. We'll run it past court.
We've done the resolution. One thing I wanna bring up on new business, and this is just a brief thing. We need to do something about these village Christmas decorations.
You think?
And we're open for suggestions because they look like something out of the 60s. So, we need to discuss it in the very near future, what we wanna do. Didn't we budget some money for that?
I thought we did, we talked about this, I thought.
I don't remember how much we budgeted, but, we have books in the office you wanna look at, they are expensive. You have
Oh,
to
I know they're
decide what you wanna do first, and
We put
maybe
just
every
about
year.
enough money in for light bulbs to fix the one that says Happy New Year across the yard. That's about all that gets in there.
I mean,
Now, are there electrical outlets on the
can use chip
Yeah.
money.
phone pole?
Yeah, a lot of them are.
There are?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Down Church Street.
Yeah.
Okay, cause I know that was, the town
Church
had
and
started
James.
working on that in Redwood and Plessis,
Yeah,
and I was
Church
like,
and
that's the
James.
first step. So if we have power,
Yeah.
that's good.
On an average, I was looking at them, ones that are like 4 or 5 feet diameter, they're running anywhere from $400 to $600 for like a snowflake.
I had
But-
mentioned to Mike that there's an individual that rents a space over to Anchor Motor Freight. One of my guys actually wound lights for him over there. He does these Christmas decorations for New York City. I don't know if he's still over there.
North Carolina, he's
Yeah.
still there.
And so.
You know him, Greg?
Yeah,
You met him?
yeah, Mike Jeanette,
Is there anything?
What's Mike Jeanette?
Do you have the budget handy?
Mike
That's
Jeanette's
what I'm
over
looking
there.
for.
Maybe under.
Not Mike.
Not mine.
Reese Jeanette.
Reese does that?
working over there?
Huh? Then he travels down to North Carolina and puts them up all over North
Yeah.
Carolina, South Carolina, they
They're the
travel.
ones that do lights on the lake down in
Yes.
Liverpool.
Yes.
So we check him.
Bandolino is his name.
What is it?
Bandolino,
Bandolino?
yeah.
Yep.
The guy that does the lights?
Sarah Senecal, she's like, runs it over there in the summer. We could ask her to.
I think we should at least look into some of the stimulus for the
Yeah.
polls,
Yeah.
even if we gotta buy 4 or 5 a year or so, do something.
Right, I agree.
Nothing's been done for 20 years.
No,
Oh,
some of them are homemade.
I'm sure there's money in there
What
somewhere
about community beautification?
for
I'm
celebration.
trying to find it.
How much is in there?
$3,000?
No, I guess we spent it.
I'm sure if we talk to the accountant, we might
Even if we
find
could-
$5,000.
I think we need to spend at least $5,000 this year.
Even if you could do the one.
I mean, if you had, if there were $500 a piece, you could buy 10
Maybe
for
something.
So we could at least do Church Street.
Yeah.
Church Street would
That's
be
it.
good.
Everybody agrees that the Christmas decorations are pretty horrible.
Yeah.
We painted 2 years ago, all the candies and the soldiers.
I was here, I helped
pain in the butt.
Okay. So we-
I'm not doing it again.
Like I said, most of them are homemade.
I know, check into that company and see if we could lease them for the season, for a couple of months, whatever, and
Have a guy come
that way
set
we
Main
don't have
Street
to
up
store
down
it,
there.
and we can give them back.
Right.
But let's look into how much
Let's-
is
yeah.
leasing.
Is that what he does over there? Does he lease them?
I don't know, I just,
He
I
sets
will,
up all these things where you drive through.
Yeah, like the
That's
lake,
what, that's what
like
they,
They
on the lake and all
repair
that.
and replace the light bulbs and fix them up over there.
over there in Acre, yeah,
Yeah.
the old Acre building.
So what do we wanna,
So do they
Let's
supply
go look into
the
something.
decorations?
Yeah.
Well, the dilemma
Do they
is
supply
that
the
you need to make a motion
decorations, or do they
today
just
Because
go around?
to,
we need to
because
get
we're
them
gonna need to
ordered if
do
we're gonna
it
have.
next week.
Let's see if we can dig up the money. And,
I think.
Can somebody do some research?
yeah, and do it.
I think.
Yeah, but are you gonna have a special meeting then to vote to do $5,000 worth of lights? Can't do it, if we don't pass the motion, we can't do it.
I'll make a motion, we put 10,000 out, so if it's under 10,000, good.
Okay, we'll
And then
find,
if we
No,
find,
I
whatever
wanna
we
know
find
where
under
you're gonna find
10,000,
it
good.
out.
Right,
we could probably
I
find
think we need to
5.
look at how much,
I mean, I can call
cost.
They are, they're expensive.
how many light poles do we have?
Yeah,
We
I'll
need
look.
some information first. You can't just
We can have a special
See
meeting
that.
for it.
And
Let's
we
do that,
can
let's see what we got for
Get
money.
some information, find out how many poles do we have with light sockets on it. You know what I mean? So we know how many we're looking at. Let's try to get the information for these people. Can we lease it? Maybe they don't want to, maybe they just do big projects, I don't know. If not, there's books in the office, I think I shredded mine.
We can talk to Teresa and all that, because they got nice ones.
Let's do that, and then if we have to, see if we come up with some
Once
money.
we find the money and we decide what we want, we just have
And
to
then
have
we'll do a
a
little research in the
10-minute.
meantime and find out what it's gonna cost, but we gotta get started on it.
Okay, so we're gonna be Christmas elves working on that.
can I do Halloween first?
Good, great function.
Halloween's taken care of,
I'm gonna be the
Halloween's in the
taxpayer.
back.
Right.
When are you gonna be?
Okay,
He's a great function.
that's it
I
for,
have one more, public concern.
okay.
One thing that I did notice on the budget, and I'll bring it up, I know it's always me. Under the police department, we have 2 line items for personal service. One is for the police chief, one is for other officers. For some reason, everything is going into the police chief. Can you please talk to the office and whoever's inputting this stuff, it needs to be separated. Thank you. That's the only other thing I had, yep.
Is there any more public concerns from anybody?
I have just one little one,
Look at me.
and it involves your guys. When I shovel, I'm getting ahead of myself. When I shovel in the wintertime, and I'm out in my driveway, and I've got my driveway almost shoveled out, and they come around that friggin' corner with those blades down, it pisses me off. To be blank.
Shovel
Frank.
afterwards.
No, I'm not shoveling afterwards, after that big pile is this high and I've already shoveled it. Could they just put the blade up right past my house so I don't have to shovel that crap?
Then we'd have to do it at everybody's house.
Well,
We tried to put heaters on those snowplows and melted as we were coming around corners, but
Don't work.
it didn't work.
well, I took my
Are
shovel
you
out.
talking payroll for this or other?
No,
It's a tough call.
It's a tough-
And it's
It is.
very unfortunate, it's because when you pull that corner
That's a tough call.
Pulling all that
Everything.
crap.
from the other side of the
You got
road,
that.
and everything.
You do have a backhoe.
So it's,
So, here, I'll show you.
let me see what I can do, and there's always some time
Well,
when we
there's
can
only a line
actually,
item for the police chief
switch the
for
route,
that.
so we can
All right,
come
I'll
from the
talk
other
to
way
Eric.
sometimes. So because
I
usually,
know what you're talking about.
the people on the other side of the street don't really get anything, because we take 3/4 of the street, and put it on their side.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
Go the other way.
That's why I'm saying go the other way.
Right.
And the other half will be in
Yeah,
here next
the
year.
other side of the street.
Well,
will be-
the other house is nothing there.
So,
There's nobody there on the other
Yeah,
side.
I understand,
That's what we did at 8,000.
It's just,
This is for all
I
the
understand.
other police officers.
I know,
when I've got
There's
this
nothing
much
here.
more to
And
shovel,
we've had other
I
officers.
come by with
Okay, I
this.
get it.
I know.
Got it now.
I'm not happy.
I have two driveways, so I can like that. I get both of
And
mine.
nobody helps me do it. Benjamin used to help me. He doesn't anymore.
At least you're yelling at the right guy.
I'm not yelling.
that's okay.
You don't drive it.
Okay, well, they'll work on it, Terry, okay?
Make them some cookies when he comes around that corner.
Throw them at him, I'll make him something.
Any more public concerns? Okay, we wanna go to an
I'll make a
executive.
motion, we go into executive session for potential litigation.
Can Jeff stay for a second? I wanna ask him a question in executive session. Just
Yeah.
for a
Sure.
question.
And I invite Jerry.
I need a second on that,
Oh, I'll second it.
okay.
And then we're going to
You stay for a
adjourn and
second.
come back
I just
out
wanna ask you a question.
for,
We'll adjourn it.
turn off the
Okay.
camera.
I'm going.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, all in favor of executive session. Yeah, you're free to go.